and welcome to This is the Day on Family Radio 316 and Family TV. They call me Modix Airo, and being a Friday, a very easy Friday, I just want you to tell us, what are you grateful for now that the week has come to an end, and where are you watching us from and listening to us from? Remember, you can drop me your WhatsApp message on 0786316316, or you can SMS me on 20316, even as we start with matters of Nairobi County, where Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko lost his seat yesterday night after majority of the senators voted to uphold all the 4 charges leveled against him by the city MCAs. Some 27 legislators voted in favor of each of the charges, thus surpassing the constitutional threshold of 24 votes needed to remove the governor from office. 16 senators voted to oppose each of the charges, with the 2 lawmakers, that is Mutula Kilonzo Jr. from Makueni and Johnson Sakaja from Nairobi, opting to abstain from the vote.
Okay, honorable senators, this is a summary of the division of the results of the division. 1, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. The ayes had 27, the nays had 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Charge number 2, abuse of office. The ayes 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. On charge number 3, gross misconduct, the ayes have 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Charge number 4, crimes under national law, the ayes 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Honorable senators, the effect of the vote is that, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and Standing Order number 75 of the Senate Standing Orders, Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko of Nairobi City County stands impeached.
Yeah, after upholding the impeachment of Governor Sonko, that is yesterday night, by the Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka then gazetted Nairobi Governor's Mike Sonko's impeachment.
Immediately after the Nairobi governor was sent packing by the Senate, his removal was gazetted. Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka gazetted the impeachment in less than an hour of the governor's removal. The Gazette notice read, on Thursday, December 17th, 2020, the Senate resolved to remove Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko, the governor of Nairobi City County, from office by impeachment. Some of the accusations lodged against Sonko include using of funds meant for bursaries to pay lawyers. Even though Sonko contested the amount in question, he did not deny the charges. Evidence presented before the Senate showed the governor paid a total of 163 million shillings to 2 separate law firms. Sonko was also punished for the stalled Dandora Stadium project under investigation due to sloppy execution by the contractor. Sonko is accused of turning a blind eye to the site's shoddy job, even though part of the money was already paid to the contractor. The MCAs argue that Sonko paid 196 million shillings for the job, but Sonko maintains it was only 80 million shillings. Another accusation the governor faced was his wife and daughter flying first class to the United States at taxpayers' expense. He, however, refuted this allegation. Sonko also faced other lighter accusations that poked holes in his integrity, especially on how he treated women. The governor is said to have been using inappropriate language against his female colleagues, thus denting his ability to hold such a high office. In conclusion, Sonko will be the second governor to be a victim of the Senate's acts following former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu in January this year. Waititu was impeached over gross misconduct, abuse of office, and engaging in corruption.
And all these issues about Mike Sonko and Nairobi's leadership actually right now they're supposed, after they gazetted the impeachment of Sonko, we're supposed to have the deputy, actually the speaker of Nairobi County, that is Benson Muturi, to be the acting governor, but actually that didn't go on because the judge was supposed to oversee that came in late, and that's not the stipulated time again, which is against the law of the country. So the day has been moved and will be announced a little bit later. And moving on to matters COVID-19, Kenya today reported 93,761 coronavirus cases after 356 people tested positive. Health CS, that is Mutahi Kagwe, said the new cases were from a sample size of 5,768 that was tested in the last 24 hours. Kagwe said 852 patients are currently admitted in various hospitals, that is across the country, and the home-based care and isolation.
Today, some 356 people have tested positive to the virus from a sample size of 5,768 in the last 24 hours. And ladies and gentlemen, these are 356 Kenyans. It's not something else. It's people like you and I. And I would also like to, unfortunately, record that we have lost 11 patients in our hospitals in the last 24 hours. But even as I say so, let me tell you, Kenyans, that God loves you. God loves our country. Yes, we have lost 11 people. And that is 11 too many people. But when you look at what is happening elsewhere in the world, you are left with grateful feelings for the Almighty. For example, in those 24 hours, India lost 338 people. The Italian nation, in spite of its advancement in medicine, lost 683 people. Here in Africa, down in South Africa, in those 24 hours, South Africa lost 184 people. In the last 24 hours alone, the United States of America has lost 3,293 people.
And the CS also urged Kenyans to pray for those infected with the COVID-19.
Currently, I also want to ask the clergy and those who are spiritual in nature, like myself, to continue praying. I am, Dr. Bishop, when I said I'm spiritual, Bishop, I heard you laughing. I am actually spiritual. Because I want us to pray and keep in our prayers the 852 patients who are currently admitted in various health facilities countrywide, and those also who are in home-based isolation care. In fact, today, Bishop, we have got 49 patients who are in intensive care units, and we have another 37 patients who are separately on supplementary oxygen, and out of whom 29 are in general wards, while 8 are in the high dependency unit.
And you've heard what our clergies are being told. They're supposed actually to, or we're supposed as a country to pray for everyone and this COVID-19 pandemic so that we can be able to put all our worries before God. Because I believe in one thing: if you put all your worries and everything else before God, you will always be successful. And moving on to matters in Nyamira County, and Nyamira Governor, that is John Nyangarama, has become the 4th governor in the country to die in office since 2013. Under the Kenyan law, in the event of the death of a sitting governor, the deputy governor takes over office for the rest of the term. And the county boss, who was 74 years old, succumbed to the COVID-19 and was placed on life support at the Nairobi hospital on Sunday, where he had been receiving treatment for 3 weeks after contracting the virus. It is said that the deceased county boss had an underlying condition, which is diabetes, hence the COVID-19 related complications actually made him to lose his life. And here is Fred Matiang'i actually addressing the press earlier this morning.
As members of the family and as the people of Nyamira County, we are devastated. We've just lost our governor. Governor Nyagarama has been unwell recently, but he succumbed early this morning. You can see his sons here. All these are his sons and daughters. These are members of his family. The CEC for Health for Nyamira, Dr. Bosire, is here. They were together at the hospital. His family, all his family members were at the hospital this morning when Mzee passed away. So we've just arrived here, just been informed about it. And I think when these things happen, we are now going to regroup and see what we can do and how we can organize the burial. Fortunately, Honorable Ben Momanyi, the Member of Parliament for Borabu, managed to be here, to get here, and the Solicitor General, Mr. Ken Ogeto. We are in touch with all the leaders of Nyamira and the key public servants from Nyamira. We are meeting later this morning to now reflect on this and work on a plan on what happens next. And immediately that happens, we will let all of you know. And the family will have a comprehensive plan later, because even Governor Nyagarama's sons are also going to have a meeting now.
Yeah, very sad indeed, and may our good Lord actually rest the soul of Nyagarama in peace. And today being a Friday, being a very easy day, I'd given you the chance, and I'm still giving you the chance to tell me, where are you listening to us from, or where are you watching us from, and what are you grateful for now that it's the end of the week. And I can see somebody over here. There is a... tuned in all the way from Uhuru Market. Thank you very much. This is Anne. Thank you very much, Anne. I can also see somebody over here by the name of this is Mutunga Kirema. You're tuned in from work, and you've even posted your photo on our WhatsApp line. Thank you very much, Mutunga Kirema. We really appreciate you so much. I can also see Moses from Nakuru. I can also see Abed. You are listening all the way and watching all the way from Kikuyu. Thank you very much. Rosie from Kisumu. Asante sana. Maika Wambua, thank you very much for listening to us and watching us. And if you want to also be appreciated on air, today I feel so much philanthropic. I just want you to tell me, what are you grateful for now that it's a Friday, and where are you watching us from or listening to us from? Remember, you can drop me your WhatsApp message on 0786 316 316, or you can drop me an SMS on 20316, and I'll be glad to appreciate you live on air. Moving on to matters, Kisumu, and businessmen and women are counting losses in Kisumu Central Business District as the city's bulldozer demolished their business premises. According to Kisumu City Manager, the move is about reclaiming government land and bringing, or rather ensuring, that there is sanity in the city.
People just came in and took public property, making fake documents, bribing land officers. We want to say now there's a government to stop this. And we have to restore order in this city by people restricting public property. Please don't grab fields, don't grab playing grounds, don't grab pathways. Like now, somebody will show up with a title deed on a pathway, and he shows you, and he's ready to take you to court. And you find the court sitting there giving injunction on somebody who has stolen public land. So for us, we are going to repossess them by force. In the next 3 months, we'll have repossessed almost 70%.
And from Kisumu County, yes, I'd given you the chance to tell me, what are you grateful for being a Friday? And when I check on our Facebook page, that is Family Radio 316, I can see Rose Nyambura Maina. You are saying that you're thankful for the gift of life, salvation, health, and your family. I can also see somebody by the name of 254 Trends telling me that I'm grateful for my family. Faith Ngige, you're telling me that you're thankful for life, health, you have a job, family, friends, and also thankful for Family Media for the good work that Family Media is doing doing to your heart and soul. Thank you very much, Faith, and we are here because of you. We can also see Phyllis Wanjiru. Thank you very much for your feedback. Sam also telling us that you are grateful for your health. That's the most important thing to you. And also Edwin Cheriot, you're also saying that you're grateful for the great health. But earlier, I had this conversation. Being a Friday, you know, Friday is a sporty Friday, and I'm always glad to bring you stories about how sports is influencing the society in a positive manner. And earlier, I had this conversation with Moving the Goalpost, an organization actually that is based in Kilifi, and I had a conversation with Maureen Acheng, the program coordinator, about the vision of Moving the Goalpost, MTG, and also why they are so much passionate about inclusivity of the girl child when it comes to matters of sports in the society. Listen to this. We live in a sports-obsessed world, from fans wearing their favorite team colors to endless sports banters on social media. We simply encounter sports every day, and that's why today we celebrate individuals and organizations that have used sports to better the lives of others in the community. That's why this evening I am joined by Maureen Achieng, Programs Manager for Moving the Goalpost, an organization that has been in the forefront to champion for inclusivity of the girl child in the society using sports. Thank you very much, Maureen, for joining me. Maureen, I want you to tell us something about Moving the Goalpost. What is actually this organization called Moving the Goalpost, and what are you all about?
So Moving the Goalpost, based in Kilifi, known so well as the acronym that goes MTG, is basically based at the coastal regions, covering 4 counties of the coastal town, that is Tana River, Kilifi, Mombasa, and Kwale. Vision is to ensure that we have a community that supports girls, and that girls are able to attain their full potential in regards to both health, their livelihood status. So basically what MTG does is that MTG brings together girls from the ages of 9 and 25. And like the name suggests, we are moving goalposts, meaning where goalposts have been set that have not been moved. For example, when you look at football, traditionally no. So we are moving that kind of a goalpost and letting people know that even girls and young women can play football. So we chose football because of its uniqueness. When you're talking about girls, no one expects you to speak about football. So we are just changing the narratives that yes, girls can, and that is why we go by our slogan called Tunaweza. So yes, we can. So what MTG, I don't know, what MTG does basically is to build the capacity of these young girls as leaders from the beginning. So for us, football gives us that opportunity, because the girls will get the opportunity to be trained as coaches, as referees, as first aiders, as safeguarders, and therefore when we are conducting our leagues and tournaments and matches, it will be a full girls-led activity, in that they will plan, they will execute, but then again, we don't leave it at that, because once they get that they get the confidence to come and play football. Their parents have agreed, because we also have programs with the parents so that they buy into the program. But then we also get to speak to the girls, talk about sexual reproductive health and rights, talk about issues around livelihood, so that for those who are past 18 years are able to really build their entrepreneurship and their business skills, so that at 25 years as they leave the organization, they are financially stable.
Great. And you've told us that you actually focus on girls, and I'm just so much curious to know why only girls and not the gentlemen in the society, and which kind of, you have told us about the age group, but is it a special group of girls who are being targeted, or just anybody, any other girl out there in maybe in Mombasa or in Kilifi?
MTG is one organization that has very strong roots in the rural setups of the areas that we work in our jurisdiction. So our criteria, first and foremost, is that we will go to the interior part where most organizations wouldn't be doing their programs. So the criteria will be just be a girl between the age of 9 and 25, and just by the fact that where you live is within those rural setups, already you're vulnerable. Because when you look at the challenges that girls face you'd find issues to do with poverty, and therefore they would be they are prone to early marriages, they are prone to child labor, issues around teenage pregnancies. So the fact that they come from communities where their vulnerability to being to infection and also to GBV cases are very high. So that is how we get girls into our programs.
Yes.
And of course, it is open when geographical areas. It is open to any girl who's able to access what we call a league field.
Yes.
Who can at least walk not more than 30 minutes, because we also look at the safety of these girls when they come from the communities and they come to access our programs. But there is one key thing that I've not mentioned. You asked about the boys.
Yes.
We have a key focus on the girls because of the challenges that the organization, the mission and vision of, and uplifting also the status of young girls, given the challenges that they face around teenage pregnancies and early marriages.
Yes.
But then again, we have not left the boys behind.
Yes.
We have a component that we call our young men as equal partners. And the role of this particular program is that bringing the men as partners in this agenda. When you're talking about gender equality, we're talking about both gender. So when you look at the issues that we are working towards improving for the girls, there's some there's some level of contribution that has gone into the boy child. So when you look at football, when you talk about football, it's the men. There's no discussion there.
Yeah.
So we work with the boys so that we get to create that conducive environment so that girls can also access that same field that usually is labeled as for the boys.
Yes.
But then again, when you're talking about gender-based violence, we speak to the boys, we work with the boys teams so that we also build capacity in terms of issues around GBV community because they have sisters, and also speak to the fathers in terms of fatherhood. How are they able to engage with their daughters?
Yes.
So that at the end of it all, what we are trying to do is bridge any gaps or any opportunities for vulnerability of the girls, but then with the support with the men that are within them, that are around them. These are their fathers, their brothers, and just the surrounding community.
Okay, great. You've talked about you're going to communities, to the places and communities where most organizations cannot reach, and I'm just curious to know what is the community response towards your program as MTG?
So let me begin by saying that we work with over 9,000 girls annually. So every year we register. So our model is in such a way that for us to register a girl into the program, we need to get a consent from the parents. So for us, community, we have community dialogues that we call Tumanyane.
Yes.
Tumanyane is a Kigiriama word for let's know each other, or rather also let's discuss. So we have regular dialogue sessions where if there are any issues that have arisen within a particular. Now, having 9,000 girls coming into the program every year and parents literally signing onto a document that we agree for their part, for you to engage our girls is a massive support and rapport that we get from the parents. But why do we get this? We get this support because they are able to see the impact, and we get to report to them on a regular basis.
Yes.
So they will know what for example, as at when we begin 2020.
Yes.
They know what the 2020 program will be about. And after 2020, again, we'll come back and then tell them, this is what we were able to achieve. But then again, they're also able to see the fruits of engagement in the program amongst their girls. So they are also able to bring their girls to give support and continue working with MTG during its programming.
Okay, great. I know very well that when it comes to the way you organize the girls, I'm not pretty sure if you also engage in a competitive kind of setting, because as much as an organization you work on making sure that these girls, the rights of the girls, and they're being included in the society. But do you also participate maybe like in the leagues or something like that? Because I understand there are girls' leagues for football across the country.
Yes, within our programs, as much as it is a sport for development,
yes,
we run what we call the leagues, championships leagues. So from the beginning of the year up to around October, the girls will be running leagues within their fields, and then we crown it up around in October with our championships league. That's it's actually competitive, and the teams that win are also awarded. Sometimes they get their kits, others get balls, others get boots. But then again, we have another element where we open up the program to even those girls who are not registered within our organization. And at this point now, we work with the primary and secondary schools who register again for what we call our primary school tournament and our secondary school tournament. But then that aside, we also organize for tournaments for older women, the clubs, either within East Africa, who also register and do the same. But also, however, as an organization, we have an arm where we for the elites, where we have the MTG United that has been playing in the Women Division 1. Save for COVID, the pandemic, they've not been able to do much in this year, but we are playing at the Premier League.
Okay, great. And I'm so sure, as much as you are doing this great work that you are doing as moving the goalpost in the community and empowering our girls, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of challenges that you face in the society, but I'd just love to know what are some of your challenges that you face, and how do you manage as MTG to go around all these challenges that are thrown your way?
So thank you so much. Of course, as an organization, usually there's much more expectations from the communities, particularly in the communities that we do not implement in, because we cannot cover every other place that we would have loved to. So basically, we do a lot of partnership, particularly for those who would need support from us. For example, we provide support, but then at ad hoc basis, we are able to execute some of our programs in these localities. But then again, other challenges that currently we have, really, when you talk about sport particularly, is the support going towards girls' football, and also both in terms of resources, particularly on resources. So the major challenge that has guided us and that formed a basis of our current advocacy in sports resourcing is the fact that you have so many girls' teams, they have the skills, but when you look at tournaments that are being conducted outside, they would have a special focus on the boys teams. So the girls miss that opportunity, one, to exercise to just engage in those competitive games. But then again, also looking at when you look at programming, if we are to get funding for our MTG United, most organizations will be linking it to any sport. We need to have the development part of it, but then again, we need to get more funders who are up for providing support, going specifically to building talent in terms of football. So of course, what MTG is currently doing is a lot of resource mobilization, both locally and internationally.
Okay, amazing. I know I've just seen about the accolades that you have achieved as MTG, a lot of accolades. I cannot name all of them. I just want you to tell me, what do you think is one of the biggest accomplishments that you think that MTG has been able to achieve when it comes to helping the girls to know about their rights and to empower them in the society?
I'd like to look at our achievement from the lenses of our girls.
Yes.
If when we always do an annual survey, over 70%, let me talk about 80, over 80% of the girls that we work with at the end of the year, they would attest to, one, having increased knowledge and having the relevant life skills in line with what we offer as an organization. When you look at issues around health, issues around financial literacy, and also financial independence. So we have girls who are confident. Having a girl who can referee, for example, in a male match is confidence enough that this girl can do it. So the confidence that we see within our girls as leaders, then being able to even lead the programs. So the sustainability measure, when you look at the organization, if MTG today stopped, God forbid, the leagues would continue. The girls will be there. The capacity is there. So the fact that we have girls who can agenda of MTG even beyond the organization lifespan, for me, is is just enough.
Okay.
It's just achievement. We just won the Beyond Sport Award. That
Yes.
is massive. It is global, and yeah, it is an achievement, and we couldn't have done it were it not one for the girls and
Yes.
for the MTG team.
Okay.
Yes, and for the impact that we create in around gender equality.
Thank you very much, Maureen, for your insight about what you do as an organization as MTG. But as we wrap up, I'd just give you the opportunity to tell me, is there anything else you'd like to share with us concerning the programs, or maybe what MTG is all about, or your future endeavors as MTG?
So in the next, MTG is currently getting into its new strategic plan.
Yes.
Our vision in the near future, the future is here, it's from 2021.
Yes.
We are building a network of girls, of change makers in
Yes.
in the field of sport for development. Our vision is to have a number of girls who have passed through the hands of MTG, who are able to vouch for their rights and are able
Yes.
to really not fight for, but know their rights and claim them.
Yes.
MTG is also looking forward to developing, putting in place its own football academy, with again special attention and respect to the girls.
Yes.
So we are hoping to do this in the near future and hopefully build the skills and just grow more women footballers out here in Kenya.
Okay. Okay, amazing. Thank you very much, Maureen Achieng. That is Maureen Achieng, Programs Manager, Moving the Goalpost, an organization that has been on the forefront of fighting and championing for girls to be included in everything that we do in the society. And as you continue to empower girls and have the vision of making them to be change makers in this society, we wish you all the best and thank you very much for your time, and God bless you so much. And let's now check what is happening in others' world of sports. And there is this 18-year-old boy from Nakuru who has secured an invitation to take part in the trials with Manchester United from April 2021 by the name of Godson Chagema, because this is a dream for the young man. And we hope that Chagema will succeed and be a role model in trying to help the youths when it comes to matters of soccer. And moving on to matters of cycling, and Kenyan professional cyclist, that is Suleiman Kangangi, will today embark on a 1,000-kilometer bicycle trip aimed at raising $500,000 for disadvantaged children in Nairobi and Eldoret. The trip will see Mr. Kangangi, popularly known as in the world of cycling as Sule, spend 3 days cycling between Nairobi and Mombasa. The charity event, christened Sule 1,000 kilometers charity bike ride for children, aims to raise 500,000 from the adventure in support of Aswani Kizito's Project of Hope, a children's shelter located in Nairobi's Kawangware area, and Happy Rock Center, a children's home in Eldoret. Mr. Kangangi, who currently rides for the UCI, that is the Continental Team Bike Aid, said he turned to the charity cause after his season in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East was cut short this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Normally, I do a lot of races in the year, but this year it was different because I didn't do any. I did a couple of races in early January, but after that there was no races for a long time, and I felt very energized at some point in mid of June, July, and I thought I should use my energy before next season starts to do something good for the community.
And an organization based in Nairobi called Vijana Amani Pamoja, that is VAP, was awarded for supporting pregnant adolescent girls and young women in Nairobi. The group won the 2020 Beyond Sports Global Awards in the Reduced Inequalities category. And Beyond Sports Foundation is a humanitarian organization that works towards transforming lives. NBA Hall of Famer, that is Dikembe Mutombo, who is also a renowned humanitarian and philanthropist, made the announcement on the Beyond Sports social media sites. Eunice Ndeche, the executive director of VAP, stated that their work was necessitated by the fact that a majority of young girls live in marginalized and unsafe settings. He disclosed that the organization's mission was to turn the tide, protecting girls and helping to secure futures for young mothers. They also engage with young people from the program to nurturing them to be peer role models and mentors to the community.
Now, it's time to reveal the winner, who will receive funding from Beyond Sport Foundation and support over the next year to continue to move the community and the world forward. The winner of the 22 Sport for Reduced Inequalities Award is Rizana Amani Pamoja and Partners. Congratulations and thank you for the work you do.
Congratulations to Vijana Amani Pamoja group, because the cause that they're doing in the society is almost actually the same thing that MTG were talking about to Maureen Achieng when they said they were trying to help the adolescent girls and ladies to be included in the society. And when I come back, I'll be telling you more about the fixtures. And the fixtures this festive weekend is here, and with it comes a cocktail of football matches with both at home and abroad to spice up your time. Here are some of the fixtures that stand out. And locally, AFC Leopards will take on Western Stima, and boasting a 100% winning record in 3 matches. Leopards have stood out in the Kenyan Football Federation Premier League this season, despite losing their coach after the opening game. And moving on to the international scene, Everton will take on Arsenal. And over to the English Premier League, Everton will welcome actually the struggling Arsenal side to Goodison Park. With the two teams enjoying different fortunes, Arsenal is yet to win in any of its last 3 league outings, and the Gunners traditionally have been struggling when it comes to producing results at the park. And Southampton will also take on Manchester City, and this is a vastly improved team. The Southampton team this season are so much improved, and on current form they're good, they're having a good form, and they're candidates to finish in the top 6 at the end of the season. And Tottenham will also take on Leicester City, and 1 point separates the Spurs and Leicester City in the English Premier League. And Tottenham welcome Leicester to London after a narrow midweek defeat to Liverpool. Tottenham have been the first team to score in their last 8 home games coming into this tie. And the great Manchester United will take on Leeds. And Manchester United this season has been known to blow hot and cold, winning only 1 of their last 5 home games in the Premier League, ahead of hosting the old rivals, that is Leeds United. And moving on to the German Bundesliga, Bayern Leverkusen will take on Bayern Munich, and the German 2 teams in the Bundesliga will go head to head, and Leverkusen's title ambition will be tested with Bayern Munich's visit. That is, 4 of Bayern's last 5 games have had both teams find the back of the net. And that is your sports. Let's move on. And right about now, we're moving on to matters international and WHO, that is the World Health Organization. Beijing will welcome an international team of COVID-19 investigators due to travel to China in January. And the WHO said that they'll be leading this mission, and China has strongly opposed calls for an international inquiry into the origins of the coronavirus, saying such calls are anti-China, but has been open to a WHO-led organization investigation, that is China. They have told WHO you can come in and check about the issue of coronavirus. And however, it was unclear whether the WHO investigators will travel to the city of Wuhan, where the virus was first detected, with discussions on the itinerary going on.
The World Health Organization says China has welcomed a team of investigators into the origins of the coronavirus, expected to arrive there early next year. A WHO official said Thursday that the organization was in talks with Beijing. It's been nearly a year since China reported the first cases of pneumonia from an unknown cause in Wuhan to the WHO and closed a market where the novel coronavirus is believed to have emerged. The United States has accused China of hiding the outbreak's extent and has demanded for a transparent investigation. It's also criticised the WHO for allowing Chinese scientists to do the first phase of preliminary research into the virus. When the January mission launches, it will include 12 to 15 international experts from several countries including Russia, Australia and Japan. The WHO says the team will examine evidence, including human and animal samples collected by Chinese researchers. But the investigation may be a difficult one. Keith Hamilton, a WHO expert specialising in animal health, told reporters Tuesday that doing animal surveillance would be a bit like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Another WHO expert added that the mission would like to interview market workers and how they were infected with the virus. Meanwhile, Chinese state media have suggested the virus existed abroad before it was discovered in Wuhan, as authorities there have found the virus on frozen food packaging from overseas and have cited scientific reports that it had been circulating in Europe last year.
Still moving on with our stories, this is matters to do with journalism, and the number of journalists jailed for their work has hit a record high in 2020, with 274 imprisoned globally. The annual survey by Press Freedom Organization Committee to Protect Journalists lists China, Turkey and Egypt as the worst jailers. Unrest in Belarus and Ethiopia led to a surge in arrests in journalists, and protests in the US resulted in unprecedented numbers of arrests.
As details of a deadly new virus emerged in China, local journalists took to social media to report on it. In response, Beijing jailed them. Similar crackdowns on coverage contributed to a record 274 journalists in jail globally in 2020, data by the Committee to Protect Journalists shows.
It is the worst year on record for imprisonments, 274, because of primarily two reasons. One is the reaction to the global health pandemic, which has been met by the increased use of false news charges or fake news charges against journalists in retaliation for their independent reporting, and by a crackdown related to protests.
The pandemic adds urgency to the calls for justice for those detained. At least 2 died of COVID-19 in custody, and the family of a third, Kyrgyz journalist Azimjon Askarov, believe he also died from the virus.
In a global health pandemic like COVID-19, a prison sentence for journalism could amount to a death sentence for journalism because you can't socially distance. They don't have access to personal protective equipment. And of course, prisons are vectors of infections.
The committee's data acts as a snapshot of journalists in jail on December 1st, but many more were detained, then freed in 2020. In the US, more than 117 were briefly detained or arrested covering protests over racial injustice or related to the presidential election. Several still face charges.
Protests have always been an incredibly dangerous place for journalists compared to other beats. And really, it began when George Floyd died May 25th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. By May 26th, we saw our first assault of a journalist covering national protests. And by May 29th, the first arrest of a journalist. In all of 2020, we've documented 117 journalists arrested or detained.
Protests in Belarus led to an uptick in arrests, with 10 detained since the contested re-election of President Alexander Lukashenko. In Ethiopia, which more recently had shown signs of a more promising press freedom record, several were detained over coverage of unrest in the Tigray region.
Does Belarus and Ethiopia really want to join China, Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia on the list of countries that imprison journalists in retaliation for their work? I would certainly hope not.
In a year when access to independent news is more important than ever, the record number of journalists detained for their reporting is a concerning trend. Jessica Jarit, VOA News.
I can assure you that this job of journalism may not actually look as easy as you may think it is. It actually comes with a lot of prizes for you to pay. And today I'd given you the chance, and I'm still giving you the chance to tell me where are you listening to us from, or where are you watching us from. And when I'm checking on my feed, I can see you are saying that Hi Family TV, I'm glad that I'm one of your viewers who enjoys your programs, and you wanted to inquire about something. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much for inquiring about what we do. And also there's also Jasper Nyaringo listening from Madare North. Thanks for the good music you're playing. I want to say hi to my mom back at home in Kitale and my two babies, Mora and Nyabuto. Mora and Nyabuto, mesalimiwa sana na baba yenu Jasper Nyaringo. I can also see Jose Sparta. You're saying that you are listening all the way from Nyamasaria in Kisumu. Thank you very much. And from Anwa Uhuru Market, thank you very much. Melody, you're saying that you're watching from Meru. Baria Meru. Melody, you're grateful to God for the gift of life and everything he has done for you and your family. Thank you very much, Melody, for that. Susan Opio, you're watching all the way. Wow. From Turkana County. This is a first one, by the way. Susan Opio, this is a first one. Turkana County. I'm so grateful. And you're saying that you're grateful to God for seeing you through a stressful week. And you thank God for salvation and for your mercies, for the mercies of God that are new every morning. Thank you very much. Also, Mutunga, thank you very much for your feedback. And Q, you're saying that thank you very much. And for those for your feedback, Grace from Mombasa, Abed, Maika Wambua, Rosie from Kisumu, Timothy wa Uba, Beatrice, Amos, Dre from Ruiru, Hudson from Siaya, Small from Huruma, Martin Dungu from Gikomba. Thank you very much, Elizabeth from Nairobi. Thank you very much. My good friend also from Kisumu, Wangige, is also listening. Dennis Osala from High Rise, Joe from Umoja, Dave Ondieki all the way from Qatari. Thank you very much. Phyllis Ndungu all the way from Saudi Arabia. And thank you very much. And you can also be part of this conversation by telling me where are you listening to us from and what are you grateful to God about this week. And moving on with our stories, there's this story from the kidnapped boys in Nigeria. Actually, the boys who are kidnapped in Nigeria have actually been released. That's according to the state official in Nigeria. And let's just listen in and hear what they had to say about it.
More than 300 schoolboys kidnapped in Nigeria a week ago have been freed, the governor of the northwestern Katsina state said on Thursday. Aminu Bello Masari said a total of 344 boys held in a forest in neighbouring Zamfara state had been handed over to government security agents, but that the number did not account for all those who'd been abducted.
I think we have recovered most of the boys, not all of them.
The students were taken from the government science boarding school in Kankara in an abduction which was claimed by Islamist militant group Boko Haram in an unverified audio recording.
This news is reaching us about an hour ago.
Masari said those that had been freed were on their way back to Katsina State and would be medically examined and reunited with their families on Friday.
Bring back our voice.
The kidnapping has gripped a nation already angry at widespread insecurity and evokes memories of Boko Haram's 2014 kidnapping of more than 270 girls in the northeastern town of Chibok.
And I think it will be so bad for me to go without mentioning John. You're listening from Nyeri and you're thankful for the gift of salvation. Thank you very much for everyone who participated on This Is the Day. When we started on radio from 4 p.m. until it transited to both radio and TV from 6 until now. And as per my chronometer, I can see it's some few minutes, about 7 minutes to on top of the hour, and Benjamin Waka will be coming in with prayer circle. So remember, you can send in your prayer request or your praise reports on 20316, or you can WhatsApp on 0786 316 316. And also, I just want to be very grateful as Family Media to you, our partner who has always kept Jesus on the airwaves, and we are really, really grateful for you because you have been able to hold our hands all the way until today. We don't take that for granted as Family Media. And if you want to be a partner with Family Media and also continue keeping Jesus on the airwaves and also spreading the good gospel of Jesus Christ, remember you can also send the word partner to 20316 and we shall get back to you. But for now, for me, my producer Jedial, and my technical crew, I just want to say have a great night, enjoy your weekend, and God bless you so much.
And more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.